Welcome everyone, and thank you for joining today's Skyslope training for agents. We will be getting started here right at 10 a.m. So grab some water or a cup of coffee, and I will see you back here at 10. If you guys want to give me a quick thumbs up that you can hear me, that you can see the screen, I would greatly appreciate that as well. Looks like we had some more people hop on. So just to let you guys know, we will be getting started right at 10 o'clock. So grab some water, grab some coffee, and I will see you back in 2 minutes. All right, everyone. Looks like it's time to get started. First, a big welcome to everyone for joining today's Skyslope training for agents. I do quickly want to inform you that we have muted everyone for quality purposes. We are going to be recording this session, so I want to ensure we have the best quality video. If you have any questions along the way, use the Q&A button you see at the bottom of your Zoom screen, and I will make sure to get to them at the end of this training. Before we get started, I would like to just go ahead and introduce myself so you can put a face to this voice. Hi, everyone. My name is Shantae Hettinger, and I am a customer success manager here with Skyslope, which means it's my job to ensure you have the best possible experience here with us. 3 fun facts about me. I am a yogi at heart. I am originally from Redding, California, and I love the outdoors. Now, today we are going to be going over a lot But in the future, don't hesitate to contact our Skyslope support team. Our team is here working around the clock for you, and they guarantee the response times that you see here, promising to pick up by the second ring. If you prefer a quick chat, expect a response within 10 seconds. And we also offer an email component, and this is great if you have a list of questions you want to email over, and our support team will respond within 20 minutes. Now, Skyslope was created for an agent by an agent himself, and this is our CEO and founder, Tyler Smith. And Tyler knew firsthand what agents needed and built Skyslope to meet those needs. Tyler was very successful in real estate. We're talking 30 under 30, a top producing agent, and sold hundreds of properties each year. And Tyler knew that he wanted to make less time on paperwork and more time on personal interaction. And he knew that the process that was currently being held wasn't efficient. And this is how Skyslope was created. And Skyslope is so easy to use that we've been able to break it down into 3 simple steps. And that's step 1, creating your forms. Step 2, we're then going to get these forms executed using our DigiSign platform. And step 3, we're going to use all of that information by turning in those executed forms and creating a property file. So now we're going to hop on over to our Skyslope homepage so you can see exactly how you will utilize that and how it will be beneficial here for your workflow. So this is the Skyslope homepage, and this is exactly what it will look like on your side. Do just keep in mind that we are in a demo right now. So up here on the left-hand side, you will see the Skyslope logo. This will be replaced by that of your brokerage, as well as this color scheme here that will be reflectant of your brokerages as well. Now, when you come to the homepage, you will have this top row right here, which is going to be a quick overview of everything that you are currently working on. Below are going to be individual icons that we will go ahead and go into and just here in a little bit. Right now, I would like to direct your attention up to this cute character you see here with the headset. When you click on this icon, it will lead you directly over to our Skyslope support page where you are greeted by all of our smiling individuals you see here. And you guys, these individuals are the team that makes up our support team here at Skyslope. And as I mentioned, they are available here for you 24/7. Now, if you have a quick question in mind, always feel free to visit our Skyslope support page where you can drop that question down into the search queue here. And once you submit that, it's going to bring up different articles and different forms pertaining to that exact question. If you feel like having a quick chat instead, just come to the support page and reference this icon you see in the lower right-hand side. When you select that, it will prompt you to go ahead and enter in your information here. And then when you start that chat here, you're going to get that response time in 10 seconds that we just went over. Now, another great concept of our support page here is when you begin scrolling down, you will see our tutorial center here. Now, whether you are an admin, you're an agent, coming for information regarding DigiSign, or simply just getting started, you have access to all of these articles here for you at any time. Skyslope wants to make sure that you are given all of the information that you need to become a successful user here with the Skyslope platform. Now, navigating back up to the top, we are going to hop on back over to our Skyslope homepage, and I will go ahead and show you how to create forms. So your first responsibility here as an agent is going to be generating our forms using the Skyslope Forms product. And to access forms, you are going to come up here and you will access this apps icon you see right here in the upper right-hand corner. When you select this, you will see the forms drop down right here. So we're going to go ahead and select this to move on. Now, after you get logged in, this is the page you will be brought to, and this is going to be giving you visibility into your form files. Now, do keep in mind that this list will be completely empty when you initially first sign in. So in order to get started and create forms, you would just come right here in the right-hand corner and you would select create new file. We will go ahead and click this, but first I do just want to bring your attention up to our templates tab up here. I would like to go over this real quickly before we jump in and create that file. So when you select templates here, it's going to take you to our templates, and you will see we have two examples right down here at the bottom. We have the buyer representation and our new listing. Now, what templates is going to allow you to do is create bundles of documents for different cases. In order to go ahead and create these, you can select the create template right here, or you can toggle on over to the right by selecting create template right here. And from here, it's going to ask you what type of template you would like to go ahead and create. So for this example, I will select seller here. All you'll do is click that and then scroll down here and go ahead and go on to the next page. It will then ask you to name this template. So I'll go ahead and just put this in as an example for now. And then next, it's going to go ahead and allow you to see all of your association libraries that you'll see from this drop box right here. So do keep in mind that this is going to be reflective of the state that you work in. Now, once you are in the template section here, you can go ahead and you can come up to search forms here, and you can simply just type in whatever forms you are looking for. So say we type in listing here for the example. You can come down here and all of these forms that populate under here are going to be affiliated with whatever you type into the search queue here. So just to show you an example, it's very easy to go ahead and just add these forms. Once you select these, in the lower right-hand corner, you will get a quick overview that you've selected 3 forms. You can go ahead and select view right here. And what that's going to do is kind of just give you a quick overview of exactly what forms you've selected. Now, just as easy as it was to add those forms, you can simply remove those just as easily there. So just to show you, once you have the forms, you would then just go ahead and press continue. But today I'm going to go ahead and show you a template we've already created. So we will hop on back over to our templates. I will go ahead and select new listing here. And once we select that, you're going to see that these documents are already affiliated with that template. So anytime you access this, it's always going to bring up the forms that you've already associated with that exact template. So here you will see on the left-hand side that we are currently highlighted on the top one. And right here is just going to be an enhanced view of that document. And what I want to show you is that after you create the template, you can go through and you'll see that we already have the information here, but you can continue to add on at any time. Once you do, just go ahead and press save template. That way, moving forward, that information is there for you. And this information is going to be including personal information, broker information, and all of that stuff that is going to be pertaining to this exact template. And that will all stay intact. That way, you don't have to fill it out each and every time. So once we have that template created, we will go ahead and hop back on over to our forms page, and we will go ahead and get started with that create new file that I referenced here. So I'm going to be putting myself in your shoes, and we're going to think of everything we do today in correlation to our clients and escrow timeline. So my first step is to meet our seller. Her name is Julia, and we know that she is ready to get her house on the market. So to pull that listing agreement to get her to sign, we will select this blue button you see here to create a new file. Now from here, you will see that it has this information it wants you to go ahead and fill out. We will get started with that. I do just want to show you this option you would have here with import MLS data. When you click on this, if you already have the MLS number, all you'd have to do is enter that in here. And you will see that it automatically populates that for you. And then you could just simply import that information here. However, I don't have the exclusive rights to sell this property just yet because we don't have that listing agreement signed. So I will go ahead and cancel out of this and we will continue with entering in that information manually. So first it wants to know who you are representing. And today we are representing the seller. I will go ahead and enter her name here. It is going to be first name Julia, last name Roberts. And then next, it wants to know the street address. So we will go ahead and enter in an address here. You will see that it automatically populates, and that's because this is powered by Google. So as long as it recognizes the address that you are typing in, it will automatically go ahead and populate that address there for you. So we'll go ahead and select this. And then next, it wants to know how would you like to name this file? So we have the option to keep it as the address as it is here, or you can toggle over and have it filed as the primary client. I prefer to go ahead and keep it as the address. I think it's a little bit easier to reference, so I will keep that as it is. And then next, it wants to know if we would like to start with one of our templates. So we will go ahead and select a new listing here, and then we will move on to create. And just like that, we have successfully created our first forms file. And as you can see, all of these forms were automatically pulled in for me. And now you can continue to pull in from that association library that we just went over. All you'd have to do is select add forms right here. Once you select this, it will take you right back to that library, and you can go ahead and continue to add as that file progresses. So say I want to go ahead and add in this addendum, we'll just select this. Once again, we have our lovely tool down here in the right-hand side. We will select next, and you will see that has been automatically populated here to your template. Now, I am ready to go ahead and upload these documents. In order to do that, you'll hover over whichever documents you want to select, and you will see up in the upper left-hand corner here, we have that empty circle. Once we select those, I know that I want to include these first 3 documents. Here, you will see 3 forms have been selected, and we are ready to go ahead and move on and fill and sign. Now, here you will see the enhanced view again, and we can scroll through our forms here. As agents, I can pull out all of the property specific information that needs to be executed before it lands in my client's box. So great. Now, once we're all done here, we are ready to go ahead and prepare for signature. So in order to do that, we will select this button you see here in the lower right-hand side. And now it's asking us to name our envelope. So again, I prefer to keep mine with the property address. So I will keep that just as it is. And right down here at the bottom, you are going to see Julia Roberts. Her role is the seller, and it is saying that the action required is we need to collect the signature from here. Moving down, you will see my information. My role is the seller agent, and I am currently under no action. Now, once you select this dropdown, you do have the option to go ahead and select receive a copy, but because we are sending this from our email, I'm automatically going to receive a copy. So we will keep that at no action. This is just a nice view of being able to quickly reference what each person here is going to be required to do. So once that is completed, we are ready to go ahead and move forward by selecting next. And now we are brought to our DigiSign. So from this page as the agent, I have the ability to go ahead and scroll through and select any of these top actions right up here. So this again is our document currently that we are currently selected on here on the left-hand side. And we have the option to go ahead and add a signature, initials, full name, date, time, checkbox, text field. Simply go ahead and modify it exactly how you would like. So say I want to go ahead and add on a checkbox onto this document. All you would do is select this here and say we'll drop it down at the top just to show you what that looks like. Immediately when you put that on the page, on the left-hand side, it's going to pop up more actions that you can select. So we can copy that checkbox, paste it anywhere else throughout our document, or you can go ahead and multiply the amount of checkboxes that we have there. So we will go ahead and delete this because we actually don't need it. I did just want to go ahead and show you that you can go ahead and customize this exactly how you want before sending it out for signature. Once we are ready to actually send this, all we have to do is come to the right-hand corner down here and press send. Next, this is how Julia is going to see it in the mailbox. So right here, it's just going to notate that you have documents to sign. I'll keep that the same. Email message, this is going to populate directly over. I like to personalize mine just a little bit. And we're ready to send that for signatures. All right, you guys. So we have completed our second step and we've sent out our forms to be executed by our client. Immediately after sending this, we are now brought to our envelopes tab. And this will allow us to keep track of any envelopes that we have sent. And we can go ahead and reference under status how long ago that envelope was sent. So here you'll see it was sent 1 minute ago. To the right of the status, we have this option here. Once you select that, we can go ahead and download the envelope. We have the option to resend the envelope, and we can also fully cancel the signage of that envelope. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop on over to my personal email address where we just sent this. That way you can see it from the client's view of exactly what they're going to be seeing when you send these envelopes. So hopping on over to our email address, we will see up at the top here that we have documents to sign, and this is what they're going to see on their side. So they're going to get a nice clean view of exactly what is being requested here from them. They will see that personalized message that we had from them, and all they have to do is select Get Started here. Now, once they select this, all they have to do is select I agree here, just notating that they are going to be inputting signatures. They have, of course, the option to go through the documents just to look over exactly what they are signing. But the great and convenient option that they have here is to press this start button on the left-hand side. And once they do that, it's going to walk them through each required signature, initial, anything that they are required to do here on their end to fully execute and get that document ready to be resubmitted. So I'll go ahead and just start selecting our signature, which we have the option to personalize here. And then it will directly walk us through basically holding our hand in order to go ahead and get all of our requested signatures. So it did take us to the last spot of where our signature is being requested. A quick way to go ahead and reference if you have fully submitted everything on your end is right down here at the bottom. It will say required fields completed 3 out of 3. So we know we are done here and we can go ahead and press finish signing on their end. Now, again, we will automatically receive a fully executed copy to the email. So we are done here and we are ready to hop on back over to the Skyslope forms envelopes. And you will see that that status has been automatically updated to completed. That's because everything is working in full time. So everything is going to be reflective of exactly where you are in the process. So Now that we've pulled in and executed all of our necessary forms, we're ready to go ahead and create our property file and turn in these documents for approval. We will navigate back on over to the Skyslope homepage. So just to quickly remind you, we were just in our form section. This is back now on the homepage, and we are ready to go ahead and create a property file so we can submit that and fully execute a document that we just got signed. Now, because I am representing the seller, I will go ahead and create this icon here, which is going to be create listing. Once we click into create a listing, it's going to introduce us to our lovely assistant, Sky, that you see right up here at the top. And you guys, this is our first step into artificial intelligence, and Sky will be here to walk you through the entire process. So to get started, we are going to go ahead and select enter the listing here. And you have the option to go ahead and manually enter in that address. However, I want to take advantage of our forms. So we will toggle over to forms that you see here, and then we will go ahead and select our file here, and we are ready to move on to the next question. Next, Sky wants to know what type of listing this is. Now, keep in mind that, again, this is a demo. So these listings might look similar, or they might look completely different on your side because it is dependent on what your brokerage offers. So I know that Julia's listing is a resale, so we will go ahead and select that here up at the top before moving on to our next question. Next, Sky wants to know how much this is being listed for. And then next, it leads us to the commission. So you have the option to go ahead and enter in the listing commission and the sales commission directly from this page. I will go ahead and keep it at a standard 2.5%. You do have the option to switch it over to a flat rate, as well as the option to switch over and add on a co-listing agent if there was more than one working on this sale. So it's just one for today, and we are ready to move on to the next question. Next, it's how long is this listing going to be available? Select those dates. And then lastly, who's selling the property? So again, this is my good friend, Julia Roberts. We have all the information here, and we are ready to move forward with the next question. Now, Sky is a smart cookie. She knows that this is a California residence. She's already done the work and laid out all of the options here for our NHDs in case you wanted to go ahead and choose one of those in this process. We are going to bypass that now, but just know that you do have the option to do that. Next, we have the option to also go ahead and pre-open escrow. I will go ahead and skip this for now, just to let you know, though, this is an option here with Skyslope. And lastly, Sky just wants to ensure that everything thus far is correct. So again, we have that address that we pulled directly over from our form. We have the listing amount, the date it was listed, when that listing expires, our commission, and then the contact information at the bottom. So Sky, everything looks great. I'm ready to go ahead and create my listing. So we will do that by pressing this button right down here at the bottom. Now, this page that it directly takes you to, I want you to imagine as your property binder or your property file. And you will see these tabs right up here at the top. And these tabs are housing the different information regarding to the specific property. So we have the listing tab right here, which is all information pertaining to this specific listing. We have the contacts tab right here, which is anybody affiliated with this listing. And then we have our checklist tab, which we are currently on. And this is probably going to be your most frequently used tab. This listing documentation, it might look slightly different on your personal platform, simply because the documents, again, are dependent on what's required by your brokerage. Under status, you will be able to reference what's required, what's if applicable, and they are always color coded here for you. That way you can quickly reference exactly what is required on your side. So In order to go ahead and get these attachments to the appropriate section, you have a few different options. What you can do is you can select attach right here. You can simply drag that attachment off of your desktop directly into the required selection. Or probably one of the coolest features of Skyslope is this property specific email you see right here. Now, this was populated directly through the platform and is solely attached to this property file. So any document you send to this email will automatically populate into the document section. Let me go ahead and show you exactly what this looks like. So all you'll have to do is copy this email. Now, Julia sent me this attachment earlier on in the week, so it's going to be pretty easy for us. We're going to go to her email here, and you will see the attachment right here. All we have to do is forward it, pop in that property specific email address. And once we select send, we will hop back on over to our Skyslope page, refresh. And you will see that nothing has changed. And that is because we want to go ahead and get those documents to you as quickly and efficiently as possible. But you're the pro here in knowing exactly where those attachments belong. So we're going to leave that part to you. However, what I mentioned is any correspondence that is directly over to that property specific email is going to go directly into our documents tab. So we will toggle over to the right here where you see documents. And once we are in that tab, you will see right down here at the bottom, there's the attachment that we sent directly from Julia's email. And it automatically populated right into the document portion. And this is exactly where it will stay, so you can reference that at any time. Now, I want you to pretend that this packet is ready to be submitted, but you do have to go ahead and split up this packet on your behalf to get them to the appropriate section of that checklist we were just on. So what Skyslope has created is this lovely option to go ahead and split up this packet. So once you select that, what it's going to do is it's going to give you first this enhanced view of the packet on the right-hand side. So you can go ahead and scroll through this to see exactly what's included in that packet. If you're having a little hard time seeing that like I am right now, you can go ahead and zoom in and zoom out there for you. Now, again, we need to go ahead and basically split up this packet. So in order to do that, you are going to come right over here to the left, and we will go ahead and start splitting this up. So I already know the documents that I need. Then you will see that it's saying page from and to. This is just initiating what pages you want split when pertaining to this exact document. So we will go through here and get these situated. Now, once you have these, you're going to have two options. If you are not quite ready to get these submitted exactly where they need to go, all you would then do is hit split. What it would do is it will split up this document exactly how you've mentioned here on the left-hand side, and then it will keep it under Documents tab. The second option is what we are going to select, and that is we are ready to split and we are ready to go ahead and get those uploaded exactly where they were required on the checklist. So I'll show you exactly what that looks like. We are ready to go ahead and select split and assign here. And once you select that, it's showing you split 3 documents and 3 were attached to your checklist. So let's go ahead and select go to checklist so you can see exactly what that looks like. And returning back to our checklist tab, you will now see that those red required boxes are now yellow and they're representing in review. And that's because, again, everything is happening within real time. So the minute this changed to yellow, it is now in the hands of your administrative team for them to review, and your part here is done. Step 2 is complete. Now, if approved, the color would then change to green and it would represent completed. And if for some reason your administrative team denied the document, the color would then update to purple and it would say incomplete. I'll show you exactly what that looks like. We will hop on back over to our email address. Now, Broker Bob sent this over to me earlier in the week. It was an updated checklist showing exactly what was completed, what was required. And if you scroll down, you will see that purple box here representing incomplete. Once you see that incomplete, all you'll have to do is reference over here and it will tell you exactly why they rejected that document. It looks like here we were missing signature on page 2. So then all you would have to do is select go to checklist here. Once you hop on over to that, you already know you need to go to page 2 and you need to go ahead and get that missing signature there resubmitted. That way it will be approved by your admin team. Now, hopping on back over to Skyslope. Say you accidentally uploaded a document before you were supposed to, no worries. All you'd have to do is select this X here and it would simply void that out. Now, if Julia decides she doesn't want to sell her home any longer, that's okay. All you'll have to do is come up to the right-hand side here and select withdraw. And that would go ahead and withdraw that listing. However, in the case this deal is still moving forward and we have an interested buyer, we have this accepted contract button you see right down here, which would then convert this listing into a transaction file and we can begin collecting the required documents for our transactions. And transactions is exactly where we're headed next. So we'll hop on back over to that Skyslope homepage and go on over to the transaction side. So we've gone over the listing side, which are going to be these two options right here. And we are ready to go ahead and hop on over to the transaction side of Skyslope, which is right here. Now, this icon you see right here, create transaction, is identical to the listing icon we just went over. Instead of entering the seller's information, you would just be entering in the buyer's information. So we are ready to go ahead and hop on into our manage transactions icon you see right here. And this is what the managed transaction page looks like. It is all based out on the type of transactions. We have our pending here up at the top. We have the canceled transactions pending approval. So this has been canceled on your behalf. It does just have to be fully canceled out by your administrative team. And then down here at the bottom, you will see closed transactions to be archived. Now, navigating back up to the top, we are going to hop into one of our pending transactions you see here so you can see exactly what that will look like. Now, once in here, you will see that it does look pretty similar to the listing. We have all of the information regarding this transaction. We have all contacts affiliated with this transaction. You will see a new tab here, which is going to be the commissions tab. Once we select this, it's going to be all information regarding to the sale price and or the estimated commission based off of this sale. Next is going to be that famous checklist. And you will see here that instead of the listing documentation, it has now been updated to sales documentation. However, if you scroll down, you will see all of that hard work that you inputted for the listing was automatically converted here with this transaction, meaning you don't have to do double the work. It's all ready here for you. Navigating back up, we'll hop on over to the documents tab. I know that in the listing, I showed you all of your documents that would be stored here. However, the documents tab also has another great feature, and that is this shared docs tab you see right here. So I don't know if you've ever experienced the frustration of trying to send a large attachment through email and you get an error or it simply just doesn't want to work. I know I've experienced it, and I know that Skyslope has created this share docs tab you see here to go ahead and bypass that. So in order to get started with this, you would come down to your documents list and you would select whichever documents you wanted here. So just for an example, I will select the top 3, and we are ready to go ahead and select Share Docs. Now, what this feature does is it allows you to, it will automatically populate this link here for you, and it will allow you to send this link to anybody that's within the Skyslope platform or outside of the Skyslope platform. And you can send it via text message, you can send it via email, however you want to get this link out to them. Once you get that link out, the receiver would then just have to go to an internet browser, paste it in, and once they hit select, they are taken directly to the page with those attachments you selected for them to review. It was quick. You didn't have to have the frustration of an error when trying to send a large attachments, and it's right here directly here for them. Now, when they receive this, they can go in individually and select these attachments, or they can go ahead, select all, and then download them directly onto their desktop. So again, it's a great feature that Skyslope offers to take that frustration out of the email aspect of getting those large attachments over. Hopping on back over to our Skyslope page, we will go ahead and close out of this, and we will go ahead and move on to our next tab, which is the log. Now, think of this as your correspondence page, and this is basically the communication log. It saves emails, it saves text messages, and basically anything that happens within the transaction. So say you wanted to go ahead and make a note, that way you could reference that at a later time. All you would do is select note, enter in here, tried calling 50 times, no answer. Once you save that, this will always be there for you to go ahead and reference. So if you say, you know what, I actually did try calling you 50 times actually, and I had no answer on April 29th, you can reference that. Another great convenient option here is by selecting this search button, you could go ahead and search exactly what note you are looking for. That way you don't have to manually go in and look for that. Now, if everything goes great with the property, that is great. Your administrator will continue on and close the deal or choose to archive it. However, if the deal does fall through, you can choose to cancel the transaction right here in the right-hand side, and we would submit for admin approval to go ahead and fully cancel out. Hopping on back over to our Skyslope homepage. We're almost through most of our wonderful platform here with Skyslope. There are still 6 icons that I would like to go ahead and briefly go through just to make sure you know what they do and how they will benefit your workflow. And then we will be done and get you all back to your busy schedules. The first icon that we will go over is our incomplete checklist you see right here on the lower left-hand side. This is a look at all of the documents in your checklist, both across listings and transactions that you have not turned in. It's just going to be a quick bird's eye view of all of those incomplete documents. Next is going to be our canceled contracts. So if your administrator fully canceled a contract out, you can still access it right here. You also have the ability to reactivate the listing or to download the file. Next is going to be our Access Archives. Once you click in to this icon, it's going to show you all of your closed deals, basically an icon for all of your accomplishments. You can choose to download the files, reactivate, or simply admire all of your hard work. Going back on over to Skyslope, moving on, the next one would be your tasks and reminders. This is back to my to-do list, people. This icon is where you will go to access all of the tasks you've assigned yourself. And to the right of that is going to be our working docs. Now we'll go ahead and hop in here because I do want to go a little bit more in depth. This icon is basically a filing cabinet. You will see your 2 options up at the top here. We have our personal docs. This is going to be, think of your own personal file cabinet. You're the only one with the key. You're the only one that will be able to view all of these folders you place in here, and then all of the documents that you put into each of those folders. Moving on over to the office docs right up here. All of these documents were submitted by your brokerage or the administrator, and this pertains to your office. So anybody within your office will have access to all of these documents, all of the folders that you see here on the left-hand side, and they can access those at any time. Now, the great thing with our working docs is there is no storage cap. So you can put in as many folders, as many attachments, and as many documents as you would like. That covers our working docs here. So we'll go ahead and hop on over to our last icon, which is going to be our DigiSign here. Now, if you want to send an item for signature, your client signature, your first step is going to be selecting the DigiSign icon you see here, which is our fully integrated e-signature tool if you aren't already using this through the Forms property file. Now, you guys, we have completed this webinar. I know that I talked about a lot today. However, if at any time you have any questions, I can't emphasize it enough. Always feel free to come over to our Skyslope support page, where our Skyslope support team is eagerly waiting to go ahead and assist you and get you guys, all of your guys' questions answered. Now, I, as promised, have saved the end of this webinar to go ahead and go over any questions that you have. However, if you don't have any questions and you are getting ready to sign off, I do just want to thank you again on behalf of everyone here at Skyslope for joining us here today. Now I will be muting this and going through any questions that you have. All right, everyone. Looks like we finished answering all the questions here. So you guys are all able to go ahead and sign off. But again, thank you so much for joining today. We are so happy to have you here with Skyslope.